What YouTube, man? It's your boy Houdini Magic coming to y'all again with another preview and prediction video. In this video, man, we got the Indiana Hoosiers versus the Charlotte 49ers. Indiana is coming into this year with a 3-0 record. They have not lost and they've been able to handle business. Now, this Indiana team just absolutely dominated a UCLA team, but UCLA ain't have Chip Kelly as their head coach. So UCLA is on a downturn right now. That program is not good. It's going to take them a couple years to get back right. But man, they dominated. They handled business versus their only Power Five opponent. This week they got Charlotte another cupcake, and then they get into Big Ten play versus Maryland. Man, um, Indiana is a very good football team, man. They're very underrated. I feel like this team can cause damage, and this team is really, really good, man. So what we about to do? We about to dig into some statistics, and we're gonna get to it, man. First, we're gonna start with IU's quarterback coming into the game, Curtis Rocourt, 755 yards, 7 touchdowns, 89.4 QBR. He's absolutely playing elite this year. He's top 5 in quarterback rating right now in the whole NCAA. This may be a story that we need to pay attention to because he's out there balling, man. Versus these bad teams, he's absolutely put on a show, man. And Indiana, man, he's a senior. He trying to get it done this year. Then rushing yards, we got Justice Ellison, another senior. He coming to ball out, 29 carries, 232 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then we got Omar Cooper, man. Omar Cooper came to play. 11 catches, 234 yards, 2 touchdowns. Very experienced. Three seniors is leading their offense. So this offense is going to be very disciplined and they're not going to make a lot of mistakes. It's not like an offense filled with sophomores. It got seniors in the offense. It got juniors in the offense. It got some sophomores that's trying to make that next leap to elite status in the offense. So look, man, Indiana's offense this year has been very underrated. That's what I feel, and that's just how I feel right now. Um, in this particular game, they're going to be going against Max Brown. Now, Max Brown has not had a great year so far. 368 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, 34.7 QBR. That's not amazing. We got Hashawn Wilson, 19 carries, 116 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, that's cool and all, but it ain't great after 3 games. You know what I mean? And then we got Jarius Mack. He coming in, he leading the day receiving, 6 catches, 157. So look, man, this team has been very bad this year. They've been underperforming. They lost to James Madison the first game of the year. Then they lost to North Carolina second game. Then they got beat. I mean, they beat Gardner Webb. I'm sorry. So the last game they looked at, man, they got an L. According to ESPN, Indiana is the favorite. Charlotte is a 97.7 to a 2.3. They got Indiana winning this game, man. We about to dig into some deep statistics. We're gonna start with Charlotte, man. We're gonna just go off their last 2 games, look at how they've been doing. I typically start at third down stats. They have not been great on third down. That's bad. They got forced to 11 third down, only converted 2, was 1 or 2 on fourth down. This was a game they snuck out and won. 359 yards. They was actually able to throw the ball at a 9.6 clip very efficiently. Rushing, they could not get no running game going. Like this team is not good at running the ball. Not good. They only ran for a 0.5 yards per rush. That's absolutely horrendous. They can't run. They couldn't run on Gardner Webb. They're not going to be able to run on Indiana. I already see this coming. It's a true problem in that run game. And look, man, we're gonna go to the box score stats. We're gonna see how productive the whole team was. The quarterbacks, they were decent. 2 different quarterbacks played. This Trexler Ivy dude, he kind of came in and balled out. It's like once he threw a pick, they put this dude in and they got a spark. And he was 11 of 12, 142 yards at 11.8 attempt. He came in and played really elite. He played really, really good, man. He came in and absolutely played elite. I ain't gonna lie. Hashawn Wilson. They just terrible. Their running production was terrible, but Hashawn Wilson was the leading rusher. Bryce Keenan. Their receivers, they got some production out this receiver room. 27 catches, 12.4. That's why they was able to win the game. They had 3 fumbles. Their defense had 3 sacks, 6 tackles for loss, 2 pass breakups, 3 picks. They got 3 picks on Gardner Webb. They got some kickoff production. So look, man, they were terrible running the ball. They were able to throw the ball a little bit to score points. So they was able to create explosives, but they just can't run the ball. So based on what I'm seeing, like I don't see this team being able to beat an Indiana team as we're about to dig into Indiana's advanced stats versus UCLA. They were 9 to 12 on third down. That's amazing, bro. That's a amazing, that's an amazing, feat. 9 to 12 on third down, 430 yards, 307 through the air at a 9.3 clip. Very efficient, but they're bad at running the ball too. They ain't really run the ball, and they had a lot of penalties. So Indiana need to clean these penalties. These penalties, yes, you look like a 42-13 win, but 14 penalties for 127 yards is not good. But I just don't see a Charlotte team being able to stick with this team, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm sorry. Even if we look at the defensive numbers, the defensive stats for Indiana in this particular game, they had 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, 2 pass deflections, 2 picks. They was out there causing him. They was out there causing mayhem. They got a lot of production out their receiver room. Um, Bad running back production. Indiana is not a good running team, but they have a kind of a good quarterback. I must admit, Indiana got a really good quarterback back there, man. And him being at a 94.5, that's just enough for them to blow teams out for real. If they, especially if he getting into these receivers and they making plays like this, like Miles Cross, filling up the box score, filling up the sheet. They balling, man. I must admit, they really balling. You know what I mean? And that was just for the UCLA game. We're gonna go to the West Illinois game they played. They were amazing on third down again. They ran. Oh my God, this was an absolutely elite display of throwing yards per pass. 18 yards per pass. That's absolutely insane. Rushing 329. They ran the ball better. They had a 6.9 clip. But like I said, man, clearly the weakness of Indiana is that rushing game. We definitely, but I think that's something that Indiana can really improve is their running game. So we'll see versus Charlotte this week. This Indiana team is very interesting. I want to see if this week they'll be able to still convert at a high level on third down. That's one thing I want to see is will they be able to keep this consistency on third down? They playing better on third down than even Ohio State and elite type teams. Like they are playing very, very well on third down right now. This Indiana team is dangerous, man. I think a lot of people are asleep on this team, bro. When they go beat Maryland and Northwestern and Nebraska, I wouldn't be surprised if they start the year like 8-0 going into Michigan State. What if they start 9-0? I think this is a possibility for Indiana to go 9-0. I think they really playing the best out of all of these teams, bro. Indiana, I'm gonna be betting on Indiana, man. I think this Indiana team is good. But if they gotta show me that they could beat Charlotte on Saturday and still be efficient on third down versus Charlotte. But Maryland gonna be the real test. But I'm about to kind of dig into this real quick. Some of Maryland's statistics on third down. Maryland's been terrible on third down. Indiana's been playing better football than Maryland. Maryland already lost to Michigan State by 3 too. In that game, they were good on third down in that game. Michigan State just was able to have yards per pass advantage. Both teams had 10 penalties. Childs, he threw for 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. So look, man. I think this Indiana team is dangerous, bro. So that's just how I feel about Indiana. I know y'all probably got your own opinion about them, but I think this team is a very, very, very dangerous team and could upset some teams, bro. I really do. I think this team is being very underrated right now. I'm gonna be honest. But I'm out. Peace.